So last week when I talked about Kirby Air Riders, I had asked the audience what they thought of Top Ride because it seems like kind of the underdog, more niche game mode of the original Kirby Air Ride, and the response was overwhelmingly positive towards it in a way that I kind of didn't expect, just because I'm personally not like a huge fan of it, and I don't know many people that are, but I love that, and that's kind of the beauty of a game with a bunch of different choices, right? No matter what you think of something specific, everybody's got a favorite. And thank you for the response, by the way. This has been a lot of fun. Speaking of everybody's got a favorite, let's talk Pokemon. I am super excited for the things that have been revealed so far. I'm really, really excited for Legends ZA. I know we just saw Mega Hawlucha. I'm really excited that he got a Mega Evolution because I feel like that Pokemon is really, really cool and deserves the spotlight a little bit more than I think it's gotten. So I think the Mega has definitely helped that a little bit. And as somebody that enjoys VGC, talking about VGC, hearing about VGC, casually playing it, not like hardcore or anything, but Pokemon Champions seems like it's going to be a dream come true when it comes to competitive Pokemon in general. So I am very, very happy about that. But the thing that I am the most happy about is the fact that we know absolutely nothing about Generation 10 yet. Yeah, there have been some leaks, but there's nothing concrete. There's nothing been announced by the Pokemon Company. And it's been about 3 years since Scarlet and Violet was released. So you think with the trajectory of what was going on with Gen 9, where it felt like they were releasing a new game every 6 months or 9 months or so, it's kind of a surprise that we haven't heard anything about it. But I think that's great. I feel like maybe they did listen to feedback actually and are really trying to take their time with it and make sure that it is up to the standards that it should be held to, I guess. They had initially pitched Gen 9 as a game with hyper realistic terrain and backgrounds and stuff juxtaposed with, modern Pokemon design for both the characters and the Pokemon themselves. And I would love to see them actually implement that into Generation 10. I think Switch 2 has proven that it can handle it. The Pokemon Company has maybe not the best track record transitioning from 2D into 3D, but I've been rooting for them this whole time. I think once they finally figure this out, Pokemon going forward is going to be in a really, really good place. Now, Legends ZA does look really good, but the environments leave maybe a little bit to be desired depending on the type of person that you are. I'm not like blind to the negative aspects of these games, but I can enjoy them despite all of it. Despite the performance issues of Scarlet and Violet, I had a really great time. I think it's probably the best story that Pokemon has ever had in the games, at least. I guess you could compare it to like Black 2 and White 2 in terms of like story quality, but all of the different routes felt really good. All of the DLCs felt really good. All of the characters felt a little more alive and fleshed out than I feel like I'm used to seeing in a Pokemon game. There's a lot of like really positive things to talk about with Gen 9 despite the performance and the look of the environments. So if they can nail that stuff, and we know that they can fix performance because the Scarlet and Violet run amazing on Switch 2. I think once they get the environments down, it's going to be smooth sailing from there. And I really hope that they are taking their time, like it feels like they are, and really kind of perfecting that. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect necessarily. It would be great to silence the haters a little bit, I guess you could say, because the discourse about Pokemon, especially the current generation, the past couple of generations really has been exhausting. I'm not the type of person that likes to harp on the negative too much. Obviously, there are negatives, but like, enjoy what you enjoy, man. Like, you don't have to engage with something that you're not into. And you don't have to go into every single comment or video post and make comments about how much you don't like the thing. You could just simply not engage. But anyway, I'm getting off track. I have pretty high hopes for Gen 10. When it does come out, I really kind of hope that it's going to be the game that we keep clamoring for in the 3D space. There's been some kind of, I don't want to call them leaks because there hasn't really been anything like concrete. Like there's no photo evidence of this stuff at all, you know? Like a lot of it is like fan made that you see online. The rumor is that Gen 10 is going to be like a Greek island theme for the setting. And if so, like that's really, really cool. You can do a lot with that. And if that is the case, I feel like they're probably going to be putting a pretty big emphasis on the legendary Pokemon of the setting. Because like Greek gods are the first thing you think of when you think of Greece, right? Like Zeus, Hades, Hercules. I know he's not fully god, whatever. But there's so much room there. There's so much room to explore there. And they've had some that have been inspired by like Greco-Roman, you know, influences and stuff. But we haven't gotten anything that's like concrete Greece themed. And I think that's going to be really cool. I think the internet would explode if the reveal trailer came out and it was just a black screen with some voice acting. You know, it's hard to ignore the fact that there's no voice acting in these games right now. I don't mind it per se because, like, you know, Breath of the Wild is like one of the biggest games ever, and that has like very, very minimal voice acting. Just something. It really just needs something, you know? And it would be really funny because, yeah, just something as simple as voice acting would set the internet on fire just because it's Pokemon and they've never done it before. I would also love to see more interesting typings on Pokemon. I think we've gotten into the groove of certain type combinations just like being expected. Like, you know, there's going to be like a water ground type, a grass, you know, ground type, fire fighting, like all of the basic stuff. Like, give me more like fire electric types, you know, things that are just a little more interesting. Because I think the only fire electric Pokemon period is Rotom Heat. I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. So yeah, I would love to see more interesting typings. I don't think that's like a super hot take or anything like that. But yeah, I think the longer we go without knowing anything, the more excited I'm going to be. Just because like I said, I really, really want them to take their time on this. And I hope they can. I don't know, there's a lot of room for innovation with this coming generation. Like the things that we've seen between like Legends Arceus, Legends CA, and now Pokemon Champions is like kind of unprecedented. Like, I don't think 10 years ago we would ever thought that Pokemon would have a, you know, quote unquote mainline game that is an action RPG instead of turn-based. I think the Pokemon Company is finally figuring out that like the fans also want to see experimentation. Like, do I think the turn-based stuff should completely go away? Like, absolutely not. But the fact that they're willing to do that at all is amazing. And honestly, much needed because it, you know, the series has a formula and it's good when they can break out of that. And like they've done spin-offs before with different kinds of game mechanics, but it's never been the main focus. And I think the fact that Legends ZA is a main focus right now is giving me a lot of hope that they're just willing to go the extra mile and willing to step it up. So I don't know. I just thought it was interesting that we still haven't heard officially anything about Gen 10. I know that, you know, there's a couple of Nintendo Directs and stuff still left in the year. So maybe we'll eventually hear something, but I kind of hope we don't. I kind of hope it just gets saved until the next year. Because, I mean, next year is Pokemon's 30th anniversary. So there is no way, it feels like there's no way that we're not going to see the next generation revealed next year. I feel like there's no way that we're not getting a new mainline game next year. And like Champions doesn't count. Champions is its own thing. So I don't know. I'm really excited for Gen 10 purely because it doesn't feel like they're rushing it this time. So yeah, thank you for listening. I just thought I would, you know, remind everybody about this, and let me know who your favorite Pokemon is in the comments. I'm working on something for the main channel that kind of involves that. So yeah, thank you so much. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. You're the best.